For years, you were told not to play with your food.
I'm a zit. Get it?
Doing so would result in a grounding, or possibly an ass whooping, especially for us kids of the 1980s.
Have you ever tried sitting down with your children and hitting them?
However, have you ever wanted to put a wig on your hamburger? Did you ever want to put a dress on your donut? Have you ever looked at your wiener and thought, man, that thing could use a mustache? Well, you're not going to find any of that in today's topic, but you will find today's topic breaks that rule. Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to Macabre'Gorium Labs presents a showcase of things likely forgotten. I'm Bats and I'll be your host today as we talk about today's topic, McDonald's McNugget Buddies, playing with your food with style. Today we're going to go all the way back to the year 1988, where we're going to look at one of the most iconic McDonald's toys to ever be released with the McNugget Buddies. But first we have to take a look at how they even became a thing. Well, back in 1983, Chicken McNuggets would officially be added to the McDonald's main menu in 6, 9, and 20-piece boxes. And of course, they were an immediate success. With the overwhelming success it had with adults, McDonald's would add them to the kids menu in 1984. As with adults, kids loved them too, and after a few years, McDonald's would develop a new toy for the Happy Meal, and these toys would make kids and adults go wild. Because in 1988, McDonald's rolled out the McNugget Buddies as Happy Meal mascots. We got our first look at anthropomorphic McNugget Buddies in the commercial as puppets. Roll it. Let's see that commercial.
Now your kids can play with 10 McDonald's McNugget Buddy toys, each with a removable costume to change and rearrange. They get one McNugget Buddy with each Happy Meal you buy. 2 buddies are available each week. McNugget Buddy toys at McDonald's.
The Buddies would, of course, be McNugget-shaped characters with molded faces and snap-on outfits that could be used interchangeably. This was super cool as kids could mix and match the various costumes and accessories for even more fun. The McNugget Buddies would vary in size as well, from 2.5 to 4 inches depending on the style and outfit of the buddy. Made out of molded plastic PVC, the original 1988 McNugget Buddies would consist of 10 characters with occupations as a theme. First up is Boomerang, an Australian-themed buddy with a bush hat and a boomerang. Next up is Sparky, a firefighter with a fire helmet, fire extinguisher, and fire axe. Cowpoke, a cowboy figure with a hat, mustache, and bandana. See, that whole mustache thing came full circle. Get your minds out of the gutters. Next up is First Class, a mailman figure with a hat and belt complete with letters. Rocker would roll onto the scene, a musical buddy with spiked hair, star sunglasses, and a guitar. Next up is Corny, a popcorn vendor with a hat and popcorn on a red belt. However, this buddy would also have a rarer variant that would have a yellow belt. Next up was Sarge, a police officer with a hat and police belt. Swimming right along, we have Snorkel, a scuba diver with a diving mask, snorkel, and diving belt. Next up was Drummer. He was a drummer figure with a drum major hat and a drum. Volley would be a tennis player with a visor and racket in a bag. With removable outfits, the toys weren't completely safe for kids under 3 though, and McDonald's wanted all kids to be able to enjoy the buddies. With this in mind, they would also release 2 buddies for the under 3 crowd with Daisy McNugget. She has a pink bow, flower, and a purse with a bear. And then Slugger McNugget, a baseball-themed character with a baseball cap and glove. Being for the aged under 3 crowd, these 2 buddies would have their outfits molded onto them and could not be removed. As with most successful toys, McDonald's would add to the McNugget Buddy family in 1992 by introducing the Halloween Buddies, and probably my personal favorite set. Macabre'Gorium Labs will return after this commercial break. You love your Chicken McNuggets. You love the McNugget Buddies. You love Halloween. Well, come on down to your local McDonald's in October of 1992 and get the new Halloween McNugget Buddies. Add to your collection and frighten your friends. Funny faces, cool outfits, McDonald's fries, what more could you ask for? So come on down to your local McDonald's in 1992 and get your McNugget Buddies and your Happy Meal today. Offer only available in 1992. It is impossible to go back in time, and you probably will not be able to achieve this goal unless you are some kind of super genius madman or Tony Stark. Effects of dabbling in the time stream could cause you to become your own grandfather, or other catastrophic events that you probably don't want to be a part of. For a much simpler and easier result, please check eBay or your local used listings for people selling these secondhand. Macabre'Gorium Labs does not condone time travel, but does think the concept would be pretty damn funny. And now back to Macabre'Gorium Labs. First up, we had McNugula, a vampire with a bat on his head and a cape. I have done no such thing. McBoo, a spooky ghost with a blue hat. Mummy McNugget, wrapped in bandages with a spider on his head. Monster McNugget. He was a Frankenstein's monster-like Green Buddy with bolts and purple outfit. Witchy McNugget, a witch with a hat and a purple cape. Pumpkin McNugget, a cute buddy peeking out of a jack-o'-lantern. During our research for this one, we did find out that there was allegedly some more Halloween ones released in 1994, but unfortunately we were unable to track down any of these characters. However, the 1994 Buddies were a part of McDonald's 15th anniversary meal promotion. Everyone was absolutely going crazy for these McDonald's toys, so as McDonald's does, they added even more characters to the McNugget Buddies family. In 1996, we'd get a new set of characters to goof around with. An alien monster, a one-eyed green monster with a red coat and 4 blue hands. A fairy princess with blonde hair and a tiara and a black dress with a wand. A dragon, a green dragon costume on a buddy. A rock star with green hair, black outfit, and a microphone. I guess if you want to get the whole band together, you're going to have to travel through several eras. Ronald, modeled after none other than Ronald McDonald, complete with a red wig, classic outfit, and red clown shoes. And finally, a spider. A purple spider with 3 eyes, multiple legs, and, according to Goat who wrote this script, is super cute. Which is saying something, because Goat does not like spiders. Later on in 1998, McDonald's would release an Australian exclusive McNugget Buddy collection called the McNugget Ghouls, and they would be glow-in-the-dark Halloween buddies. This collection is super rare and very hard to find, especially because it was never released in the United States. First up is Dracula, typical Dracula-type figure wearing a black cape complete with tiny little fangs. The Mummy, the costume is green with red coat and black hair. Next up is the Werewolf, who has a red fur costume. And finally, the Ghost, with a typical white sheet for a ghost costume. It is possible to find these on eBay, but you'll be paying around $40 to $80 US or more for a single character. Whoa, that's a lot of money for a single McNugget Buddy. But they do glow in the dark. So, there's that. In 2023, McDonald's would release some adult Happy Meal McNugget Buddies, but we're only going to be mentioning the original McNugget Buddies in the classic series here on this episode, because this one's about vintage original buddies made for children's Happy Meals. Today, as of 2026, there is an estimated 40 unique McNugget Buddies characters, but no exact count. However, there is a huge community on YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, and Instagram that collect all that they can find. It's a great touch of nostalgia, plus even as an adult, they're super fun to play with. So if you want to start, add to, or complete your collection, it is possible to find most of them on sites like eBay, Etsy, and Mercari. Most of them are reasonably priced under $20, and there are also accessories available if you're just missing that hat or belt to complete the look as well. I know around here at the labs we have a few of the vintage ones, but you're not going to find them on our eBay shop. And I remember getting these as a kid, especially that first iteration of the Halloween run and the commercial with the little Dracula one. He's the only one I ever really wanted the most. Today we do have, I think, 3 of the Halloween set. We have the Mummy, the Frankenstein, and I think the Dracula. They're pretty cool. Maybe one of these days I'll make a video, bust them out, and show you. But they were a lot of fun. They're pretty cool, and I really want that Australian set, but that is a hefty price to pay, especially with American tariffs. But now you know what I think? I've just got to ask. Did you or do you have any of the McNugget Buddies or full sets? If so, which ones are your favorites? If not, what was your favorite childhood snack, toy, show, movie, or other memory? Did we forget anything, get something wrong, or leave something out? Maybe you have a suggestion for a future video, or just want to drop in and say hello. Either way, feel free to head on down to our comment section, because most of the time, we look forward to hearing from you. And with that, unfortunately, we come to the end of another Macabre'Gorium Labs showcase of things likely forgotten, albeit a shorter one. I've been your host, Bats, and I hope you had a good time today as we took a look at today's topic with the McDonald's McNugget Buddies. Play with your food with style. Be sure to check back next time because you never know what we have in store. And as usual, think for yourselves, be excellent to each other, and for the love of Pete, keep it creepy. We'll see you in the next one. Hey, Goat, we're ordering those Australian McNugget Buddies, right? Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you've made it this far, you guys are freaking rad. And a quick shout out to our patrons, Manic Goats, Corey Backus, Boss Mike, Woodstock, Viking Woman, Bill, Matt H, and Joshua R. You guys freaking rule. Thanks for your support. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so if you have made it this far and you're not subscribed yet and you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe. It'd help us out a ton. We'll see you in the next one. Keep it creepy.